Hello, and welcome to Psychology 110, Introduction to Psychology. I'm Stephen Bishop, your instructor for this course, and I'm the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs at Ozarks Technical Community College. I want to take a little bit of time to introduce myself to you. In addition to being the Provost, and you can see me in my funny-looking clothes that we wear at graduation, I'm also a teacher, obviously. I teach psychology. It's one of my favorite classes to teach. I also teach anatomy, so I'm also a father of 3 kids. This picture was taken a few years back when we were on a trip to Greece. Traveling is one of my favorite activities outside of work. Another one of my favorite activities is exercise. I'm a yoga teacher, and I also teach a boot camp class. So if you're ever interested in coming to one of my boot camp or yoga classes, let me know, and I'll make arrangements for you to come to one of those classes. Let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do in this class. This is going to be an amazing, fascinating class because we're going to cover such fun topics. One of the first topics we're going to get into is sexual attraction. We're going to look at those funny little things that men do, those funny little things like hair flips that women do that show us that they are attracted to somebody. We're going to figure out what brings people together for friendships, for fun, for sex, for dating, for marriage. Later on in the course, we're going to look at sexual identity. What makes us who we are? What makes us a man? What makes us a woman? How do we choose our gender identity? Is it a choice? What effect do our parents have on choosing our gender identity? It's been said that there's a fine line between genius and insanity. So what makes us intelligent? We're going to look at what makes us intelligent. What is a genius? What is insanity? Is there even such a thing as insanity? We're also going to look at development. We all have heard of the terrible twos. I think they're the terrific twos because there's so much going on in a child's life at this time. So we're going to look at some of those fun things. How do they develop? All the way from birth to death, we're going to look at development and what are those major stages that we have to go through. For those of you out there who are kind of sports nuts, we're going to look at sports psychology. Can psychology help us be better athletes, be healthier in general? We're also going to look at how do we know what we know about the world? Do our eyes deceive us? I guarantee you sometimes our eyes do deceive us. We're going to look at perception. We're going to look at sensation. We're going to look at memory. We think eyewitness memory, especially if those eyewitnesses are dead sure that they know who committed the crime, are not always right. We're going to look at some fun ways that our eyes can deceive us. We're also going to look at other forms of emotion. We've already talked about sexual attraction and love. We're also going to look at fear. What makes us have those phobias? What scares us? A fun aspect of this course is going to be applying psychology to Batman. Batman's been around for a long time. It's one of our favorite superheroes. So we're going to look at Batman and the psychology behind Batman. Why was he afraid of bats? Why did he pick the bat to be his costume for the superhero? We're also going to look at the villains. So the villains have changed over time. The villains used to kind of be light, funny. If we look at the Penguin, he was kind of a nice guy. I mean, he was a bad guy, but he was kind of lovable. You can't say that now. The Penguin is no longer lovable. Same thing we can say about the Joker. The Joker is dark and really scary now. So we're going to look at what is the psychology behind some of these villains, just to give us a way to apply what we're learning in psychology. I also, in our introduction, want you to pick your favorite Batman villain that you love to hate. It could be a man, a woman. If you really don't know anything about Batman and you want to choose a different fictional character that you love to hate or just love, that's fine too. When you introduce yourself, that'll help us get to know you a little bit better. So hopefully you'll enjoy this aspect of the course. It'll make it more fun and give us a good way to apply some of these psychological principles. And now on with the course. One of the first things I'd like you to do is take a little quiz on psychology and you that lets me know a little bit about what you think about certain psychological principles. Once we find out what you think, and again, there's no right or wrong answer, so pick whatever you think is best. We'll talk about what the research shows. Research is not always right, so we're going to look to analyze that research in the course as well. There's also a course syllabus. Of course, you've got to read that course syllabus, and there's a short quiz to make sure you pick up the key points on the course syllabus. There's an introduction section, so in that introduction, please go post some pictures, post a video, tell us more about yourself, and also don't forget to tell us about your favorite Batman villain. There's also some videos that will help remind you about how to use some of the key skills you'll need to know to be successful in this Blackboard course. I'm looking forward to this semester. It'll be fun. Welcome to Psychology 110, Introduction to Psychology.